slightly different placement for the video today. But what I want to talk about today is why are we doing CPR? If I had to list one primary purpose as to why we're doing CPR, what do you think it is? Answer it in your head. Now, going through my classes, about 90% of y'all answered that wrong. Me too, from a while there. The purpose of CPR, the primary purpose, the one true goal of CPR is not to bring a person back to life. That happens sometimes. That's cool. That doesn't happen all the time, and that is not our primary goal. We have one primary goal for CPR, and that is to supply oxygenated blood flow to the brain. All components of this are important. Supplying oxygenated blood flow to the brain. The brain does not store oxygen and glucose. It doesn't have those big stores like the rest of our organs do. That's how come we can't transplant a brain. Once you shut off blood flow, there's no stored energy reserves. It starts dying. The heart, it has some stored energy reserves. We can cut that thing out. We can put it in somebody else as long as we keep it cool because it has reserves. It doesn't start dying the instant we lose blood flow to it. Brain, for whatever reason, you cut off blood flow, it starts dying. Within 3 minutes of blood flow loss, you end up with brain death, the starting of brain death. So, what is the purpose of CPR? We want to use the heart like a pump and keep that blood flow going back around. We want to do breaths to oxygenate that blood. If you've ever been to one of my classes, you're going to have just like a PTSD moment because I drill it in the head and I say it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. We want to supply oxygenated blood flow to the brain so that we can keep the brain alive long enough to do something to resuscitate the heart. Like I said, sometimes they come back with that. But a lot of times, especially if it's cardiac in nature, the heart's not just going to restart on its own. You have to have something like a med, like epinephrine. Or, in the cases where you still have a little bit of electrical activity in the heart, an AED. An AED can help restart a heart. But once again, CPR in itself, the pump, 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 breathe, breathe, its primary goal is to keep that brain alive until the people who have things that can restart a heart show up. That is your goal. You want oxygenated blood flow to the brain. Oxygenated blood flow to the brain. Like I said, if you ever come to one of my CPR classes, you're going to see me say that 100 times. The primary purpose of CPR is good oxygenated blood flow to the brain. To tie that into your brain and to keep it there, there was a patient I had one day. I won't give any descriptors of them, but I had a patient. They needed CPR. So I go over there, I start pumping CPR, pump, 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 pump. I've been doing CPR about 15, 20 seconds. All of a sudden, they sit up and hit me in the jaw. I let go, said, oops, sorry, man. I didn't know that you were that back. As soon as I stopped, they went back down. Sat there a second, okay. Started pumping the chest again. Same thing. 15, 20 seconds. They sit up. I let go, right back down. What was happening? I was doing such a good job at providing oxygenated blood flow to the brain that they were waking up. But when I stopped, they went back down. So, use that story to tie it into your brain. We want oxygenated blood flow to the brain. That is the primary purpose of CPR. And the best way to do that on an adult is 30 compressions, 2 breaths. God bless.